Hey there, Jason with AMI Detail. Got a new foam cannon from Talking with Cars. Roberto had these available, and I really like some of the features here. So just was gonna go over my thoughts on this one. And nice part is this is nice and tight here, so I really like how you can set it and it stays. So like this one I've already used, and then went and rinsed it all out, washed it, and I'm usually rinsing through both ends here and through the pickup tubes. I'm handling it quite a bit. Most cases the settings get all messed up on other foam cannons. This one is really nice, it stays set. The other nice thing is having this kind of pattern here. So what I found is, I kind of like a certain spray pattern, and so I'm basically using these to align. So I'm, right now it gets me pretty close when I'm kind of aligning this portion here with that, right in that area somewhere in there. And then the other nice thing is, this, as far as the fan pattern, you can adjust independently, and this one stays put, and then this one has more tension. So if you do want to, change orientation, you can do that. But it's nice having it set a little stiffer so it stays where you want it. And then, like I said, nice thing is if I have it, totally, messed up, I can easily just look at that side and go, okay, that's completely closed, and right around there is where kind of the fan pattern that I preferred. And again, it's easy, you can just adjust as you need on the fly, so no big deal. This top knob, I haven't done anything with it yet, but more likely I'll try to adjust that. Since I am basically not using any metering, right now I'm basically just leaving that set to max. But as always, you have the option if the foam is just crazy and you kind of know where you're at for measurements and you know that you're already kind of strong, you can easily dial that down. Again, changing orifice is easy because it's just a hand tight, it's got an O-ring in there. Again, running a 1.25 orifice. That is working really well with the high flow or AOB pressure washer. So the other really nice feature is, of course, that the twist lock. That's great, but I actually end up using there's a smaller internal thread there. So like with this, what we're going to be doing today is comparing Detail Co. soft wash, different ratios. And again, we can do it all with the same foaming head, and all we have to do is swap out the bottles each time. So I've got it mixed at 1 to 30 mix there, so basically 1 ounce into 30 ounces. So if you're doing like a full foam cannon, that's basically like 1 ounce into a full foam cannon. And then here's it's a 1 to 15 ratio, so this would be putting like 2 ounces into a full foam cannon, like 30 ounces there. And then a 1 to 10 ratio is doing like 3 ounces into a full foam cannon, 30 ounces there. So so the nice part is, like I said, you can easily just swap between them because of that internal thread. Just basically put that on, and now good to go. So I get done with this one, I can easily swap to the next one. So let's go ahead and do that now. So again, going to go over to the, just end up using one of the high flow. I do have the dual setup have a dual setup. Again, for foaming, the single is definitely works the best. I did some measurements, hitting over 18 amps with them. Trying to use the dual, so again, we'll connect the pressure washer here, or sorry, connect the foam cannon, and I still like the factory Ryobi gun. Nice part for my, the size of my hand. It's a nice size, so still like that. And so we'll go ahead and show what this is the soft wash at a 1 to 30, and we'll show what that foam looks like. So again, great coverage. Again, this is a coated car, so I got C6 hydro on it. Again, that 1 to 30 is a real nice mix. So what we can do, like I said, is easily swap bottles. We'll just take this one, unscrew it. I'm going to run some water through that gets any excess out of there. Just swap caps just to kind of prevent any spills and accidents. So again, would be a 2 to 30 mix. And show you what that looks like with soft wash. So again, start to get that kind of stickier foam, kind of see how it builds up on itself more. And then we'll swap again, just easily unscrew that one. Run some water through. Again, just swapping caps here. And this 1 to 10. Again, if you want crazy foam, that definitely does it. Like I say, that'd be putting like 3 ounces. So then another nice thing with that, using these U-line bottles, again, you can, I'm just using some barcode labels to mark them, but they do stand up pretty good, pretty stable for, they're a 24-ounce bottle, which usually works great for plenty of foam to cover an entire vehicle. So again, let's go back and take a look at these here. So again, that first one at that 1 to 30, again, has great coverage. It's still pulling down. You see it, has, in these areas that, it still pulls, still has a good layer that's sticking to the panel. Again, being a coated car, it struggles a little bit more. With the 1 to 15, You know, that one, again, you can see kind of similar, since it's heavier. You can see these areas where it was thicker, how it's kind of pulled down that first layer, and then that second layer is working its way down. So again, that again has some real good sticking power, you know, on a vertical panel there. And then when you go, again, sometimes, you know, it is one of those where thicker foam, yeah, it looks great at first, but you can see where, you know, it's already separated into these areas. And, you know, and that's more even on a vertical panel. So just that layer of foam just stuck to itself and is pulling down. And again, great dwell time and still doing some good cleaning, you know, activities there. But if you're really looking for kind of a good mix, I kind of looks like the one somewhere between the 1 to 15, the 1 to 30. Those have some real good properties. Again, the goal is to get the chemicals on there and kind of keep them in contact with, you know, as long as possible. Again, using that, if you keep in mind C.H.A.T, you know, you got your chemical, heat, agitation, and time. So again, right now we're working with a chemical and time. So the longer you can keep that chemical in contact, it's doing its job and breaking down any contamination. I went ahead and foamed the whole thing with the, since I had the 1 to 10 mix already on there. So again, kind of overkill, but it looks, you know, getting kind of fun. So we'll go ahead and rinse off, show what that looks like. Getting new tires today. So had the rear one basically just totally gave out. Sidewall failed on it. It was mainly due to age. It's all cracked and weathered and stuff. Again, probably one of those things about leaving a car out 24/7 doesn't do the best on tires, but yeah, the red racing wheel to go with the red caliper. Yeah, definitely not a racing wheel. So if you check out that contact patch, it's kind of lacking when you compare it with, you know, that side. Because let's see, I think these are what, 255s on the rear for width. So 255s, and that thing there is what? It's definitely not a 255. Go ahead and blow out the areas that usually just keep dripping. Stay strong. Quick detailer as a drying aid, which really works great. Gives it a nice little shine, and again, it doesn't last long at all. So, Dirty Boy towel for wiping down the wheels, and I got a couple of the Rinseless. I really like that size, so that's what I end up using for that. So again, for being a smaller vehicle, I just go around the whole thing. Basically about a couple sprays on larger panels. That should be plenty. I'll go back with the Rinseless towel, and gives a real nice wipe off. You can see I still end up probably using too much on there, but that's where the second towel comes in nice. Kind of get the big stuff off. Now I use this one just to kind of buff off any excess. ready for the day.